You could freeze him.
You shouldn't be in here.
You want him to have a shot at walking again.
Grey's Anatomy has been going strong for 17 seasons, and it has already been renewed for season 18. Many actors have come and gone as cast members, but those that have been around for many years have gotten loads of money from the show, and many have also moved on to work on many other projects and build their fortune further. So just how rich are the cast members? Let's find out. These are the net worth of Grey's Anatomy actors. But before we get started, please remember to hit the like button if you enjoy this video, then subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications. That way you will never miss a thing. Ellen Pompeo. Meredith Grey herself, Ellen Pompeo, has the main role in this massive ensemble cast, and her paycheck reflects this fact. She is one of the highest paid actresses on TV and not only gets a massive paycheck per episode of Grey's, but also makes millions on back-end payments for the show. She had some small roles before Grey's Anatomy, but she decided to join the show to ensure that she had a stable income and could live a good family life. But I don't think she could have ever imagined the amount of wealth that she would build through the show. Because of her work, she has also managed to make a breakthrough as a producer. This also brings in quite a bit of money for the star. She has been married since 2007 and has 3 children. Ellen Pompeo has a net worth of $80 million and gets a salary of around $20 million a year. Sandra Oh. Christina Yang was Meredith's best friend and one of the best doctors that the world has ever seen. But even before appearing on Grey's Anatomy, Sandra Oh had a pretty steady career as an actress. She played roles in a bunch of different blockbuster movies and shows, and while she wasn't the main character in most of these projects, she did become a familiar face. Who could forget her role as Vice Principal Gupta in Princess Diaries, or her role in Under the Tuscan Sun? But then she landed the role of Christina Yang, and she went from being a familiar face to being a household name internationally. She became one of the most loved characters on Grey's, and fans were heartbroken when Christina moved on from the show. But we didn't have to wait too long to see Sandra in another project. Killing Eve was a massive hit, and it brought in loads of accolades for Sandra. Sandra Oh has a net worth of $25 million. Chandra Wilson. No Grey's Anatomy fan could imagine the show without Dr. Miranda Bailey. She is one of the staples of the show. Chandra Wilson has been on the show right from the start and has helped to make it what it is. She is an integral part of the series. Before starting on Grey's, Chandra had a number of guest or recurring roles on a wide variety of shows. She also has a long list of roles in theater productions too. In her personal life, she has been with her partner for more than 30 years and they have 3 children. Chandra Wilson has a net worth of $10 million. James Pickens Jr. Richard Webber is pretty much the father figure to all of the doctors on Grey's Anatomy. He is an iconic character on the show. But James Pickens Jr. has had a massively long list of roles long before he became the iconic doctor. He played roles in movies with Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson, and recurring roles in hit shows like The X-Files. He started his acting career all the way back in the 70s, so you know the list of his roles is as long as your arm. But he really became widely known when he took on the role of Richard Webber. James Pickens Jr. has a net worth of $13 million. Patrick Dempsey. He was one of the most well-known actors on Grey's Anatomy when it started out. He had a lot of starring roles in big hit movies in the 80s, and many of his more recent roles were hits too. For example, the movie Sweet Home Alabama and Enchanted were massive hits and became instant classics. His role in Grey's Anatomy as Derek Shepherd was a huge part of the success of the show. He was the love of Meredith's life, and he was one of the driving forces of the show, so much so that many people thought that Grey's would completely fall apart after he left. This luckily didn't happen, and the show is still going strong. But so is Patrick's career. He left the show to focus more on his family and his career as a race car driver. Patrick Dempsey has a net worth of around $80 million. Justin Chambers. Alex Karev started out with Meredith Grey as interns at the hospital. He went from a terrible person to becoming one of the favorite characters ever on the show. But then his departure from the show created a lot of mixed feelings for the fans of Grey's. He deserved a better ending. Justin as an actor has not evoked similar mixed feelings. Their love of the actor has resulted in him receiving a number of accolades, many of them viewer-based. He has had a pretty strong career even before he starred in Grey's. He started his career as a model for various fashion brands like Armani and Calvin Klein. Then he had a number of roles in movies and TV after that, like playing Massimo in The Wedding Planner opposite Jennifer Lopez. Justin Chambers has an estimated net worth of $18 million. Kevin McKidd. The trauma surgeon Owen Hunt has taught the interns at Grey Sloan so much. He is an incredible doctor that uses his Army training well. He He has had a lot of important storylines on Grey's Anatomy, handling a lot of important subjects, and has faced a number of controversies. Kevin McKidd was pretty well known in the U.S. before becoming well known internationally thanks to his role in Grey's. He played in many different period dramas and has had roles in different BBC dramas. Kevin McKidd has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Kim Raver. Love Teddy Altman or hate her, no one can deny she has brought a lot of action and drama to Grey's since the moment she first showed up. Her relationship with Owen has always been complicated, but through it all, they have managed to remain best friends. Kim Raver has had just as exciting a life off-screen. She has had many different incredible roles where she played main roles for some of the best television series that have ever been made. She played many characters, but the one she is probably most famous for, besides her role as Teddy on Grey's, are her roles on Third Watch as Kim Zambrano and as Audrey Raines on 24. Kim Raver has an estimated net worth of $5 million. Jesse Williams. Jackson Avery has inherited more money than any person could ever spend in a lifetime, but in reality, Jesse Williams had to build his own fortune through his acting. He has been in many roles, including the sequel to The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. He has also had many different smaller roles in television shows, and then he had a number of parts in theater. He is also a very active humanitarian and has used his voice and influence for many worthy causes. During the 17th season of Grey's Anatomy, Jesse Williams said goodbye to his longtime role as Jackson and moved on from the show. Jesse Williams has an estimated net worth of around $12 million. Camilla Luddington. Jo Wilson is a character that has been through a lot. She has been homeless and foster care and abusive relationships and abandoned by her husband, and that is just to name a small number of problems she has faced. She has helped many people feel heard from real-life problems they have shared with her. Camilla Luddington plays Jo in a way that keeps her relatable, strong, but also vulnerable. She is an incredible actor who has played a number of characters, for example, a role in True Blood. What you might not know is that Camilla was born in England. She is also the voice of Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Camilla Luddington has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Katerina Scorsone. Before playing the brilliant but troubled baby sister of Derek Shepherd, Amelia on Grey's and both of its spin-offs, Katerina Scorsone has already had a really long career. She started out as a child actor and made her debut on the Canadian children's program Mr. Dress-Up. After that, she went on to feature on a number of different movies and television shows, and then she played a leading role in the crime series Missing. Katerina Scorsone has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Kelly McCreary. Starting out in theater, Kelly worked on a number of productions that were written by Dominique Morisseau. Then she went on to do voiceover jobs in children's programs and later as a guest star in a number of different television shows. She has featured in many different shows, everything from Castle, White Collar, and even Scandal, but she really became well known for a role in Grey's Anatomy. She plays Maggie Pierce, Meredith's half-sister, and Richard Webber's biological daughter. Kelly McCreary has an estimated net worth of $9 million. Greg German. He played a big role in Grey's Anatomy as Dr. Tom Korosek, but he was pretty well known before then. He first became famous for playing Richard Fish and Ally McBeal, and he went on to have big parts in Once Upon a Time and in Law and Order, among many others. He has had a lot of success with his theater and television roles. Greg German has an estimated net worth of around $8 million. Kate Walsh. At first, she started out as a model and an English teacher in Japan, but after moving to America, she quickly received a number of smaller roles in various television shows. But her breakout role was really her character, Dr. Addison Montgomery, who turned out to be Derek's wife. After they finally divorced, she moved away, and that took the character to the spinoff Private Practice. Since the show ended, Kate has been super busy and has been steadily working in shows like 13 Reasons Why and The Umbrella Academy. Kate Walsh has an estimated net worth of $20 million. These actors have built massive fortunes. Thanks for watching.